back to Hunter Tuned. Today I'm out in this big wheat field behind me. I'm just kind of driving out here with my truck. A local guy on Facebook actually gave me permission to this whole field to practice paramotoring. You guys know I did make one little video talking about the paramotor stuff, and I've been showing some updates and stuff on Facebook if you guys don't follow me there. But yeah, I've pretty much been practicing over the last 3 months probably. I've been practicing doing a lot of kiting when the weather permits, and I've just been, you know, practicing a lot in order to, you know, get in the air and go flying. It's very intimidating to me. I'm very nervous about doing it, but I don't know, today I'm just out here, you know, planning to kite, and if anything happens, it happens, right? I'm not gonna pressure myself or force myself into doing anything, but obviously the goal is to take flight. Like I said, I'm just out here. Honestly, I've been out here for about 30 minutes or so, just looking at my windsock, seeing what the wind is doing, because if you guys don't know about paramotoring or paragliding, everything is kind of wind dependent, and you want to make sure you know where the wind is at, so you know where to launch and where to land your glider. So I'm gonna kind of show you guys what I got set up outside here in the field, and give you a little rundown of what is going on. All right, so I have my paraglider wing laid out, and I have my windsock up right here. I don't know if you guys can even see it on camera. Here's my motor, and I just kind of have my truck parked out here in this field. But yeah, as you can see, the windsock is out here kind of telling me what direction the wind is coming from, and we want to run right into that direction. So if we look at the sock, it's right about here, which is right about perfect between these two openings of trees. So I can run straight in the middle of these, and I have a huge runway. Honestly, this is probably almost a mile long with no trees in front of me. So that's kind of why I like this field. And if, like I said, if anything happens flying wise, I think this is the safest spot to do it. I have a big hay field at the farm that I've been practicing at too, and last Saturday I went out there and I actually did get airborne for the first time ever. Last Saturday I didn't film it, but I did get about 5 to 10 feet off the ground, and came in pretty gracefully and stuck it, and I was so stoked, so confident that I wanted to just go fly. But I don't want to rush into anything, and I didn't really want to do it at that location because there's a lot more trees, and there's a lot more rotor that can happen as air comes over objects. It tends to tumble down, which can be turbulent and not really good for a beginner. I don't have an instructor. I have had instruction, and I've taken a lot of classes already, but I think I'm gonna be a little bit more comfortable doing it on my own, as I've done pretty much everything in my life. So that's kind of my mindset behind doing this on my own. But yeah, I'm gonna pre-flight my motor. Like I said, we got the windsock laid out. The glider is all set up, ready to go whenever we want to hook in and try to just do some taxiing. That's what I've been doing a lot of too, is just taxi practice, where I have the motor on my back and I'm just running into the wind with the glider above my head and just making sure that it stays above my head, and just putting inputs in to keep it straight and keep it above my head. That's the goal, really. So like I said, I think the wind is actually looking really good right now, so I'm gonna take my prop covers off here, and we're just gonna pre-flight this thing, make sure our spark plug wire is nice and secure, it's not gonna pop off. We just check our motor mounts, make sure the motor's not gonna fall off. One thing on these Viterazzi motors that you wanna check is the exhaust. Make sure there's no cracks or anything. Check the springs out. Make sure we got fuel. I don't have a lot of fuel, but I don't really plan on flying, so if I do get up in the air, this will still last me, you know, maybe the 5 minutes I'm flying if I decide to fly. Like I said, I'm not pressuring myself into doing this. Whereas if I had instruction, or an instructor kind of telling me, you know, power, fly, get up there, and I'm not ready to do it, it's kind of hard to, you know, say no when somebody's yelling in your ear. That's just how these instructors are, is, you know, they're gonna, if it looks good and you can fly, they're gonna tell you to just hammer the power and go. But I'd rather have that feeling for myself. And like I said, over the last 3 months, I've just been practicing to get that feeling better and better every time. And I think I'm at a point now where I'm fairly confident and fairly proficient at kiting the wing. But yeah, like I said, back to pre-flight. This motor does need a new donut gasket. It is leaking a slight bit. You can see a little bit of soot around the head or the cylinder here. But yeah, everything's good. I did pre-flight this before I loaded it up, but just doing a quick check over on it again. Making sure our netting is tight, so our hand doesn't get sucked back up into there. Checking our, you know, seat and everything. The throttle. We'll make sure it goes wide open. Make sure it comes back to idle. That's a very important step. Because if the motor is stuck wide open, you go to fire that thing up, it's gonna shove you right into the ground. These things are very powerful, and you gotta treat them with respect. So yeah, without further ado, I'm gonna hook the motor up and see what happens. Also, I did want to mention too that when doing this, the sweet spot is 2 to 3 hours before sunset and 2 to 3 hours after sunrise. You don't really want to be doing this stuff, especially as a student or a new guy, in the middle of the day, because thermal activity is a real thing and you can end up getting turbulence from it, unwanted lift. You know, the thermals and stuff will suck you up, you know, and you'll be like, crap, I don't know how to get down, kind of thing. So yeah. But anyways, it's I think it's like 5 something right now. Sunset's 7 o'clock, so yeah, it's 5:17. We got about 2 hours till sunset, so we're right in that window right now of prime time. So let's see how it goes. We might just end up doing some more kiting today. Yep. Clear prop. Well, I didn't commit. The wing, I felt it swinging around a little bit, just a little uneasy, so I just hit the abort button. We'll try again. Well guys, I back in the truck, heading home. Got the glider all packed up back there and my paramotor on the back of my truck. But yeah, the weather just didn't cooperate tonight. The forecast and stuff. Hang on, seatbelt beeper's going nuts. So the weather just didn't really cooperate tonight, and that's part of this sport in general. If you want to be safe, especially as a beginner, the weather's got to be right. It's got to be perfect. And tonight the forecast said it was supposed to be pretty consistent winds, everything like that. I usually check like 3 or 4 different weather apps every single day. And then I get to the field and it's completely out of a direction that it wasn't forecasted for, which is pretty much how all of my training over the last few months has gone. You know, you expect something on the forecast and then show up to the location and it's something completely different than what's forecasted. It kind of gives you a general idea of what it's going to be like, but never trust the forecast, right? Always just play it by ear when you get there, and that's what I did tonight. Spent pretty much 2 hours at the field, made 1 kiting run, and that was it. And we're packing it up. Just because conditions weren't favorable. I was going to make a second run, but then the wind shifted. It was out of the northeast, and it switched to the southeast. And it was kind of bobbing all over, and I'm like, not gonna work. So I moved my truck. I was gonna go, I was like, oh, it's out of the southeast. I'll just go to the other end of the field. Go to the other end of the field, and it switched from like north to south, and it was just all over the place. And I'm like, this just sucks. It's not gonna work. Don't force it, but it's extremely frustrating because you pack up, you waste your afternoon, your night for a chance, you know. And like I said, it's frustrating. It's super frustrating. But we'll try again another day, maybe tomorrow. Alright guys, so I ended up going back tonight, which was the next day after the last clip that you guys saw, and conditions were perfect. Like, absolutely perfect conditions. There was some guys hunting on like the field next to me, and I didn't really want to disturb them, so I honestly just kind of went out there and I got a few clips of me kiting the wing with my GoPro that I want to show you guys and show what I was doing. And I've been analyzing the footage. I've been filming a lot of this because it's good for me to understand what I'm doing wrong and how to improve the next time I go out, kind of thing. And I went out and the wind was pretty much out of the west, and I set up in an area of the field where the wind was favorable, and the sun was out. It was a little early still, so I was a little worried about thermals and stuff like that, so I didn't really commit. I wanted to wait a little while I was sitting there kind of waiting for the sun to calm down a little bit. I just got really tired and I wasn't really mentally like stoked or excited. I was really just kind of physically exhausted from the day and tired, so I didn't really have full commitment in my head when I was kiting, and I made some mistakes where the wing actually fell back because I didn't really apply any power. You guys will see that. And then at the end of the night, right as the sun was completely set, I committed into some power and it felt really good. Like, I definitely could have flew, but I chose not to just because I don't think I was all there tonight, and I want everything to come together at the right time for my first flight. I don't want to just overcommit to something that I'm not comfortable with, and I think we'll get there eventually. But I want to show you guys these kiting runs, and after that I'll just tell you a recap. Clear prop. Oh, that sucked. That sucked. Ooh. Brakes off the top. Haze off the bottom. Could have. Yeah. Could have flew. Alright guys, that's gonna be it for this video. I know it was probably super fucking boring, but I had the footage and I figured what the hell, I'll just put the video up. Who cares, you know? I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you made it this long, definitely hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't already. And yeah, I know the paramotor stuff really isn't the main focus on my YouTube channel, but it's something that I personally really kind of have been attracted to, and something that I really want to do. And I want to do it to the point where I can do it good, and I can just enjoy it as another hobby. And it's been very good for me physically, mentally, everything. It's good exercise, and it's fun. Honestly, just even kiting has been pretty fun. So flying is just going to be a bonus at this point, but I think we're getting really, really close to be able to fly. Obviously, I still got to practice a little bit more, but if all the conditions come together and stuff feels really good for me, I'm gonna fly, and I hope I can film it for you guys and show you my first flight coming soon. So stay tuned, but till next time, we got some more Honda content coming and some more dyno tuning. So have a great night and a better tomorrow. God bless, guys, and see you later.